Want to find out how this half of the month is panning out for your zodiac sign and how to get the best out of it? Come and join YILDIZ Readings 5D and we'll have a look. A very warm welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology, soul coaching, twin flame path and more. I am live weekly, so please click the bell and subscribe. And if you do want more creative content like this, come and join the tribe. Now for the join button, the link is directly below on the main page. You do get exclusive Your Eyes Only content, twin flame coaching, pro-release content and the extension reads. Without further ado, let's get into the video and I'll see you every Friday. Take care guys. Hi beautiful Sagittarius, we're here to do your astrology / tarot reading for this month moving through to next month. And it is because we are going to talk about a few aspects, where it's falling in chart, how it can be playing out, and I do have the tarot and a chakra card. The first chakra card is really making sense as to how this eclipse can be affecting you because it is very first house placement. Now I have done an astrology video that is very separate. I will link it in the box. If I haven't done it as yet because I'm recording these separately, you can find it on the main page. Now, being that it's first house placement, it's happening to you. It's something inside yourself that's changing. It can be your value systems, the way you see the world. And, you know, I have been through a lot of what your astrology is doing to you at the moment. So my sympathies, as well as it's going to be great at the end of it. So please do trust the process. It's very personal when it is happening. This can be the way you're showing up, how you see yourself, what your role and connections are. Plus, we have Juno currently in retrograde in your zodiac sign. So very much Juno is linked to traditional marriage, contracts, things that are, you know, very stable. They're long standing. Currently, it's in retrograde. So again, you can be really looking at your life, reevaluating things. Your emotions can be changing. And at the collective level, there can be changes and shifts. Now, 2 weeks into it and 2 weeks out, you will see that weather patterns can be quite hectic, especially because currently we have Jupiter, which is really your energy, visiting the house of Pisces at the moment. Now, I will look at the chart shortly and talk about where these placements hit. With Jupiter and Pisces, it's giving us a viewpoint of what 2022 will look like. So it's really great to be sitting back and looking at it. And sometimes we can be in a little bit of lack mentality. This isn't where I want to be. I want some things to change. We can be like a baby giraffe, really adjusting to that. And especially because it's very natal to your zodiac sign, you can be going through very, very big changes. Because you are in the south node as well, things about you are amplified and changed. So we've got your first house placement, you're in the south node. We've got the eclipse happening in your first house, and we have Juno currently in retrograde in your first house, and Jupiter visiting Pisces. So we're going to look at your chart. Jupiter and Pisces can be changes in home. This can be your values, your routines. It can be the things you do for other people, the errands you run, your daily routine. You can be finding that you do want to change home. Some of you may be thinking about investing in a home. And again, there can also be money coming for home. Money coming for a home. How do you build it? What do you do? But changes in this can be decorating, the desire to decorate. Now, it can be a lucrative time at the moment with this eclipse. And although it's a full moon, it's at 5 degrees, it's happening on the 26th, it still can be a point where you can gain financially. You may find a lot of the hard work you put into things that people are seeing the value in you now. But the old version of you is going and the new version of you is coming through. And it will be a process. At the moment, I would say currently, because we have Pluto retrograde in the house of Capricorn, it is hitting your second house placement, and that is to do with your finances, your professional resources, networking, but going back to the table and looking, touching base with those individuals, keeping right with them. It might be that suddenly all these people are coming back from the past and you're looking at it. But again, it can be going over books, looking at your paperwork, fine-tuning, especially as we move into Mercury retrograde. You will find that you can fine-tune your income and your resource sector by looking at quality systems. You also can find, as Saturn goes retrograde during this month, until about October, which I mentioned towards the end of the video, the dates, the times, and how long, you may find that the commitments you have to individuals, you do have a lot of running around to do. You also could be looking at what people are doing in your social circle. Now, I'll break it down. This can be at work. Is everyone doing what they need to do? Do I resonate with this? Am I overcompensating? Is everyone knowing what their social responsibility is? You could be looking at burdens. You could be looking at spreading yourself a little bit too thin. And again, because the nodes are in your house, which I did say I have lived this before, with the 1st and 7th house axis, you do learn a lot about your connections in relationships, at work, your friendship groups, the things you like, the things you do versus you. What you have to do, what they want from you. And there's a huge lesson surrounding it, but you really do transform through it. And it's hugely revealing. Very challenging. But after the fact, you will feel really grateful you moved through that and endured. So do please trust the process. I would say that you may be creating healthy boundaries. You may become a bit cross. You may become a bit direct and to the point. And in a sense of delegation, you can find if you're managing something, you will be more direct with people and creating healthy boundaries. But you could be viewing that. What's my role in this situation? What's another person's role? When it does come to group energies, it can be you reassessing your friends, but you can be having a lot of conversations with people this month. Like I said, with Jupiter and Pisces, there can be changes. This could be a sudden move of house. This could be that you're planning for the future. Maybe you're not as happy as what you are having at the moment and you feel you don't resonate with things. So it could be outdated furniture. It might be that you're wanting to decorate or physically moving, but there's plans and energy surrounding the home and routine domain. I would say also, being that we're having Mercury retrograde in Gemini, this is a very active time moving between now and next month for your relationship sector. This also is a very active time for cross wires. Now, number one, we will have the Sun in Gemini. We're going to have Venus and Mercury in Gemini. And it is your natal Venus house by zodiac. Do expect and cross wires. Do expect misunderstandings. You may come through very independent. You may be also misinterpreting things that are going on, but this is a time also where you will hear from people from the past, even exes, be it you're coupled or single. This can even be very touch basey, where you bump into people. This can be friends, it can be old colleagues. You're going to have a lot of activity in that domain. Also in your career sector, you may be reflecting upon things and it can become busier. So A, if you're running a business, expect extremities. B, if this is in a relationship, expect extremities, hot and heavy, hot and cold, a lot of confusion. But again, I do feel that this can be a positive time. Both you and this romantic person will be going through an element of changes. So if we can take that into consideration, you will find both of you can evolve. Some also can get to a point with the eclipse is that we're bringing a new vivacious energy into the connection by the next month. I do feel also, because we are going to be having Uranus and Taurus making a square to Saturn and Aquarius, communication, your daily routine and other people, it could be externals, it could be karmic situations, may be playing out between now and next month. More so, I would say you can look back to the beginning of the year where we had the first square. That was, let me look at the date. It was February 17th we had the first square. Look at surrounding situations that were happening then, and similar themes could come up. Now, Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn and Aquarius can be very sudden. Some transits, it can be they really take their time. Other transits, it can be it's happening right now. You will find it can happen very abruptly. Now, this can be a little bit like Forrest Gump, which is what I've been mentioning in all the videos. Due to the fact that with Uranus and Taurus, it's yin and yang. It can be a fantastic thing that transforms. It can be a shocking thing that happens, but it's always for the transformation and to show you something. Now, I do feel inside your zodiac, this can be something relating to health. This can be suddenly looking at something and you're outgrowing it. It also can be to do with healthy boundaries and really looking after your diet and nutrition. Or it could be needing to create those healthy boundaries at a financial level. You know, not spending too much, using it correctly and looking at it in a particular fashion. Sixth house can be to do with work. It can be working very hard. This can be benefits that come in financially for your efforts, or it could be if you found that, you know, we've kind of slipped a bit, we're having to bring that back into play and momentum moving forward. But it gives the yin to the yang. Now, with Mercury retrograde in Gemini, also do expect a lot of cross wires. Also, you may feel that you have a lot to do in the month, really. It's going to be transferring over to next month. Now, with Saturn retrograde, I'll also say you can look back to the beginning of the year. And that's, you know, any themes that were playing out then, they may replay out again. And if you had the writing on the wall and you're thinking, this isn't working, it's driving me crazy, it may have been family, it could have been friends. There were subject matters that were coming up. We had the first Mercury retrograde in the house of Aquarius. Now, we had both Saturn and Jupiter in the house of Aquarius. At the moment, Saturn, it's taking its retrograde in that house. So yes, common themes can come up, but we will see what we need to shift during that time and how we can take direct accountability in those domains. Now, the card that you have is foundation. This can be lower back, you know, working hard, you're trying to, which makes sense because you've got the first house, you've got the second house of your financial resources. You have the sixth house of working hard, leveling up, getting things done, looking after your health, look after your back, base chakra, and also your foundation. Again, with your contract sector, if you are seeking employment, this is a time where things can move very quickly. This is going to transform your foundation. And again, it's happening to you, for you. This can be sudden changes in employment. This can be changes up a tier level. This can be the work that you've put in and home-related dynamics. But it's getting your foundation in order. And it's also saying get grounded because the eclipse is going to be in your first house. For some reason, I feel, you know, you're looking back to what was working and what wasn't. For some of you, I will say, there is a guide around you at the moment that's supporting. The reason I say this is just from the channeling through this card, because one, I'm a psychic medium, so I get shown what is appropriate for this situation. So the way this card's coming through to me is you could be looking at your lineage. You may be looking at, which I need to mention Mars and Cancer, you may be looking at lineage, family, you know, what your DNA is. What you were made of is truly coming through. You're showing up and you're really getting things done. Now, for some of you, you're reverting back to an old way and you're having to look at it. Also create healthy boundaries. So you can be the most wonderful person in your life. It doesn't mean to say you don't have to have healthy boundaries. I do feel you're coming through very genuinely, but you're also thinking, some of you could be thinking of a person that did pass over, and I do feel they're with you. Now, you, with the work you're putting in, what it's showing me is if you were showing up correct, I really feel this can be a very beneficial time for you. This is going to give you financial freedom. This is going to, they're coming to pay the ferryman either way, especially with Uranus and Taurus next month in June. Coming through to visit, okay? It's going to shake things up. We can have issues with agriculture, weather patterns, the supply chain, and things to that degree. And with Mars and Cancer in your chart, it is hitting your 8th house placement. This can be tax, inheritances, legacies, deeper intimacy within connections. So, you know, you may be working really hard to get things back on an even keel, but as Mars gets to the end of this month, moving into June, it can get a bit aggravated. So, you know, you may have emotions coming up relating to the past. And if you're working hard, you know, to get your bills in order, to get things in order and to make contact, it's going to pay off. I do feel some of you, if you're not happy with the job, you may get to a point you leave. And this also can happen in the area of love. I feel if you're working really hard in that area and you feel it's really resonating with you, you will move hell and high water. So it goes both ways. But I do feel overall you'll know what's correct for you. Do expect sudden changes. Okay, I do have a webinar on the website, and it is for the eclipse in Sagittarius, which is a guided meditation. It's going to be a chat support. It's happening on the 27th. So wherever you are in the world, I do have a clock on the website. The link for the website's below, but at the end of this video, I'll give you an update as to how to book that should you wish it. There's a limited placements. There's 40 people. So again, if you do want to come through and have that support, it's there for you to have. I do feel this change of plans can be coming around the eclipse. It's almost like you need to be fluid. Be fluid in a sense of being flexible, because especially with Mercury retrograde, don't tie yourself into, 2-week long situational shifts. Try and stay fluid and flexible, because there's going to be a lot coming at us. I do feel through these challenges, you're going to do really great, but you do need to keep extremely grounded. As we move into the next month, we're having Mars transit into the house of Leo. Now for you guys, let's have a look at the chart. It is in your 9th house. So this can be upskilling. It can also be to do with travel. You maybe have things on the, you may be planning to move, but you also could be having anniversaries. You may be looking at marriages, contracts, moving things to the next level, deep commitments, but also your values spiritually. So sit with it. You'll have the energy to pour into those domains. If you are working and you're using media, this can be a really great transit. Take care. Have a look at the next part of this video, and towards the end we have the update for both the website and how to join the Members Hub. I'll see you during the month. Now, as I mentioned, these are the must-know dates for the astrology. The full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius at 5 degrees is occurring on the 26th of May 2021. Now, there can be, again, weather patterns 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out, and we do have the next solar eclipse, which is next month. The sun entered Gemini the 20th. So again, you may find that your third eye and the things you're thinking about and your values, you may really be doing a lot to bring everything together, and it can be a busy time. Mercury goes retrograde from the 29th of May. Expect confusion and a lot moving. And Mars has been in Cancer from the 23rd, and it leaves June the 11th. So yes, that tension point can be relieved, but get your home in order. Try and keep grounded and things should flow. But definitely you will find during this time, it can be an extremely social but independent time. Now with Venus entering Gemini, which it did from the 9th of May, you may find that you do have a lot on your plate when it does come to your finances, when it does come to your social experiences, and you may have a lot of thoughts going through your mind. You may be looking at your day-to-day routine and what is going on in the forward movement of that. You also may feel fiercely independent and not want to be held down. This too shall pass, it's temporary. But this can be times when, with both Mercury moving into retrograde and Venus entering Gemini, well, which it was from the 9th, we will have communication from the past. Now, I'm also seeing with Saturn and Aquarius retrograding from the 23rd of May all the way through till October the 11th, you may be looking at circumstances surrounding group activities, but also social responsibilities. Now, next month we do have the solar eclipse in Gemini on the 10th of June, so do be prepared for that, as well as it is the North Node, so it will be amplified. We also have Saturn in Aquarius, as I mentioned, squaring Uranus and Taurus, which is occurring on the 14th, so pre-warned, forearmed. Now, if you want to join us for the webinar, the video up next shows you two things. It shows you where you can book private readings, how to get onto the website, and also how to join the Members Hub. So stay tuned for the update. Thanks for joining us here at YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you do want a personal booking, you can go to the link below. A lot of people ask me how to join the members area, so there is an information video up next after this. Yes, astrology updates, twin flame path, super chats every Friday. So please click the bell and subscribe. We cap them at $11 because the first tier level for the members for twin flame coaching is $11. So those of you who want to join the Members Hub, here is a small video relating to it. Now in this video, it's going to show you basically where you can locate it. You can find it in the information box, and any video that is uploaded to YouTube, it's on the join section. On the main page, you can find it. When you go to the membership zone and you purchase the first tier level, you get the twin flame videos. Now, they are still up there. You find them under the community tab, and that's for the pre-extended videos, and the extension reads members only. Now for the website, this is how the website looks on the main page, and should you need to go to it, you can press the link that does take you to the booking page. We have webinars, we have Skype, videos, and more. If you do want any of these, you have the information. I will see you during the month. Take very good care of yourselves, and I trust you like the content.